Nicole here. How are you? I hope you're well. I'm feeling a lot better. Ooh, something popped up. Sorry. Anyways, I'm feeling a lot better. Although it is morning, so. Anyways, I feel a lot better. That sickness was rough on me. All right. I just wanted to pop on here. I'm actually at work right now, working from home. So this is going to be a really short one. But I just had a thought about politics and like different roadblocks I guess I'm running into. Is that I find like I have ideas like about, I don't know, joining a political party and getting more involved and reaching out to people and talking and using YouTube as a platform and putting more effort into these videos and that kind of thing. And I'm just like, I have no energy. I mean, I was really sick and, my health is my health. It is what it is. But I am just like, wow, it is so hard to have the energy to do this, right? And I feel like if I feel this way, probably other people feel this way too, that it's really hard to manage day to day life while living under the stress of what's going on globally. I was reading in the newspaper some things about what's happening in Russia and Ukraine and other conflicts, and I just, okay. I'm not gonna get into the details of that because this is not a news channel here, but um, it is very overwhelming and hold space for that. Um, okay, so like in tough times, I think it's important to look at our energies. I've always been somebody, especially in midwifery, but I've always been somebody that's incredibly protective of my own energy. I don't like being tired. I hate being tired. So okay, like really focus. Like I think step number one before I can join a political party and start getting more involved in that way, step number one is how can I balance my own energy levels? So doing things that give me energy and really focusing on that and looking towards positives. There are positives. Like the world is this beautiful garden. That's a really awesome thing. I find it very healing to go into nature and just sit there. Like I like to just sit. I know like there's a lot of hiking trails where I live, so I'm very fortunate. And people are always like hiking, and there I am, like taking it in the oils of the trees and the yeah. I meditate, and I just sit there and I watch it unfold. And actually, forests are very very loud. If you like when you walk through them, all the animals get scared and they all run away. But if you just sit for like a good 10 minutes, it just starts to, all the life just starts to unfold. And it's very, very healing. Okay, so like fitting in that and prioritizing that over, I've talked about my personal life quite a bit. And like, I'm in this like weird healing period where it's like, oh, like I want to get married. I know I'm going to go for it. Like my TE, my rationale, the parts of me that are like wanting to see progress, and those parts of me are very important, and I usually value progress like quite a bit. So I'm like, time to get married, time to do this, and then I'm like, no, 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 and I had like this like, and then I got sick, and then I was like, I don't want to get married, and I cried on the internet about it. um Anyways, everything's fine. I feel relieved because I've made the decision that I don't want to marry this person. So I know it sounds harsh to be smiling and saying that, but it feels good to be going in the right direction. Okay. And I was, don't want to make big mistakes because when it comes to getting married, like, I said it, it's a business deal involving love, which is complicated. It's so complicated, and I don't really want to mess it up. So if I never get married, I'm not going to rush into anything ever. I'm not really. That's funny for me to say, but because I am so efficient and I take such swift action. But when it comes to marriage and having babies, you know what? If I miss the boat, I miss the goddamn boat. I don't think that's going to be the end of the world for me, although I really do want to have kids. But oh god, I can't torture myself with this anymore. I can't. Okay, plus I'm way more interested in politics right now for obvious reasons. It's like, I don't want power. I don't want to have influence over other people. I explore this through the art of being you. But like, man, oh man, like I do want to have a voice and to say something rather than just watch it unfold. I'm an observer, but it's come to a point where I'm getting pushed to the precipice of something. Okay, So first step is to protect my energy so that I can. So that means doing things that give me energy, like reading. Reading really helps. Right now I'm reading this book. It is called The Possessed by, oh God, I don't know how to say the author's name. Fyodor I don't know. I don't know. You can kind of see it, right? Yeah. Okay. So this book is really good. It's revised and abridged, so they simplified it down because like the original text is kind of hard to get through. But I find this book very, very, very interesting. It's about Russia. It's fiction, but it explores themes of power and community and making decisions and politics basically. So I'm like, ooh, this is interesting, and it is. And I'm also reading, where is it really quickly? Okay, this one's less about politics, but mindfulness, right? So one thing I'm really scared of is zombie and like zombification. So like I used to smoke pot every night before bed for a significant amount of months in my life. And that was one way that I coped. And like there are lots of different ways to, what I call it is like being a zombie, like turning yourself off to different things and then you put a mask on to face your day-to-day life. I find that like I've done it, a lot of people do it. It is something that I don't want to do. I want to be mindful. So yeah, I don't smoke pot anymore. I quit a long time ago and I do feel a lot better for it. And there are a lot of other ways to make yourself a zombie, like working, like any process that turns your mind off and numbs you to the pain. Now, sometimes you need to numb yourself to pain. If pain is too much, don't ever feel bad about that. I don't feel bad about smoking pot. I think it was a necessary part to get me through a rough patch. And actually, pot is medicine. But, you know, obviously anything can be abused. And yeah, you know, one way that I got rid of it was I didn't purposely date. Like I was authentically interested in this guy. But he smoked so much pot all the time. And now I can't even smoke bud hardly at all. Well, I mean, I did once since meeting him, and it wasn't that bad, but he smoked consistently packing a bowl. And it actually, like, by forcing myself to kind of go to an extreme there, it really disgusted me, and now I don't like smoking. So, vaping pot was also another thing that's hard to get rid of. But yeah, so just a little bit about drugs and zombification and numbing yourself to pain. And you don't need to use drugs to do it. There's lots of other ways like YouTube, addictions, or TikToks, or watching TV, any kind of mindless activity. Yeah, I don't think it's going to help us give us more energy. So to move away from that kind of stuff, if you can. Okay. But like I said, sometimes you need to numb yourself to pain. So don't feel bad about that. And then this one, which is all about NGOs. Now, NGOs are not a fix-all because a lot of NGOs that exist today are really only making enough money to support themselves, and they don't actually bring a product to the world. And that is unethical and not good. So like this book is all about like different NGOs that have worked and like history of that stuff. So good, because I learn best from examples. I need examples. If I haven't seen it at all, it's going to be hard for me to know it even exists or is a possibility, because I'm not great with knowing what the possibilities are. But once I see them, I'm really good at applying the information. So I'm like, I need to expose myself to more possibilities. And I think a great way to do that is reading, especially since I deleted my YouTube and TikTok off of my phone. So I have to use my laptop to go onto it, which I don't tend to do too much. I'd rather read right now. I'm in a reading mood. And going back to my personal life, I'm in a huge another chapter of healing. It's like, oh, I've been healing for so long, but I'm at peace with it and happy with it, especially since I forced myself to take a look at to see if I really want to get married, and what I've discovered was not so much. I do and I don't, to the right person, of course, but I'm not going to be attached to whether the right person can show up in my life or not anymore. I've given up on it. And I think that's for the best, really, for everyone. So I'm just going to live my life and focus on politics and continue my day-to-day career, which I have to get back to because actually it is a working day. So I'm gonna go back to work. I'm designing some sewers today and doing some grading and yeah, putting together a couple of reports. That's my plan. Um, yeah, but land development, once again, just to fit that in there, because I like to really say this, land development is hugely important to community and it's going to make us stronger. We need to have our land and our cities developed in a way that allows walkability and pedestrians to be on the streets safely away from cars. We need a lot of boulevards, and it's hard to push that politically because right now in Southern Ontario, it's all about making money. So you sell land to developers who will build houses, right? And this is seen as a good idea because we're in this housing crisis. So clearly, supply demand, we need more houses. I don't think that that's as simple as that. Because if we just keep building ugly houses, now nobody's going to want to live here. I mean, it's not nice. Like these giant subdivisions where it takes 20 minutes to walk to the nearest bus stop is not nice. Okay, and we have winters. We have harsh winters to contend with. Okay, so we need boulevards. It's a hard sell politically. I talked to the mayor and he could tell, I could tell that he knew it was well thought out. He even said that I was clearly had thought about this. But he just kind of kept going on, well, marginalized farmland, and it's not bad to build on farmland because the farmland is low quality. And I'm like, just thinking, I'm not even talking about that. You're not listening to me. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the densification of a city and walkability. It's not because I do care about building on farmland, but I care about community more, okay? Obviously we need to protect our resources and use it strategically. This is not rocket science, okay? It's not rocket science. It really isn't. I mean, even, I don't know, that saying is kind of stupid because rocket science, if you actually get into it, it's not that hard either. I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm going to design a rocket like SpaceX and have it land. That was actually a pretty good feat. Like the fact that they could have that and then have it come back and be reusable, like good, even though I don't actually care about space exploration right now, because why would I when I have other priorities that are much more pressing in my day-to-day life? Although, do I want to go to space and be an astronaut? Of course I do. Of course. I want to be rich enough to be able, for everyone to be able to do that. Okay? So it starts with making poor people rich, which I think walkability. You don't need a car to get to your job. Okay, that makes you richer. I love just walkability. I'm just like, I want walkability. Okay, I want it. I want it in cities. Oh God. And actually, personally, I like the extremes of like city living where everything's walkable. I used to live in Toronto. I loved it. I took the subway to work. It was wonderful. Okay. But then there was also like, I like the extreme of living in the country and having like a lot of land around me and the privacy and just like lying, like having this land to like lie down and be completely safe. And I love both. I love both. I think there's a place in this world for both. I definitely do. Anyways, okay. So, peace out, Girl Scouts. Basically, okay, to finish this off too, I was gonna say that like this video is really about figuring out how to ask for what you deserve. So like asking for better and knowing that you deserve it because you do. Okay, like I think that sometimes I play tricks on myself where it's like, this is fine, like that meme where like everything's on fire and I'm like, I'm okay, this is fine, and then kind of realizing like and acknowledging that no, like this is not optimal to me and what I want, and I'm not going to allow myself to be lazy. Like another zombification is that I've done is that I can trick myself into thinking that things are okay when actually they're not. And I don't want to do that. Like, and I think it comes from a bit of a lazy mindset and also a bit of a not having confidence that things can change. So if I don't believe that things can change for the better, then I will force myself to accept what is. But right now, I mean, in the face of, and I don't want to be an alarmist, but in the face of a World War III, like precipice of like this threat that overhangs all of us like some dirty cloud in the sky, I say that no, we do deserve better. I know it. I know you deserve better, and I know I deserve better than that. So Yeah. So I'm going to start small because I'm protecting my energy and I'm still healing. Huh. Okay. Yeah. So reading books eventually so that I can go and talk to political parties, I guess. Oh, it's like diving into like a shark. It's like diving into a tank of piranhas. That's what I see joining a political party as. Like, hello guys, hello piranhas. Here I am. I hope I'm a bigger fish than you. Well, maybe if I read enough books, maybe I will be a bigger fish than them. I certainly know that I have the potential because I am smart. So, and I'm grateful for my mind. I really am, and my body, and my house, and I'm grateful for my friends. Sometimes I'm a little bit mean to the universe and I feel guilty, but you know, I was sick and feeling better today. All right. Peace out, Girl Scout. Asking for better and knowing that you deserve it. Okay. Bye bye. I love you. I love you guys. Okay. Bye bye.